just going to plant the feet down on the floor and take the left ankle to the right knee. So from here we're going to take a pigeon bridge press. So we're going to ground down, big toe, little toe heel, squeeze glutes, press the hips high, chest moves towards the chin, and then we're really slowly lowering down with as much control as you can. So powerful lift and press and squeeze on up. So really think about that, squeeze the glutes, and then we're slowly rolling down, engaging the core, making it as slow and controlled as you can. So thinking about trying to stabilize the knee and the ankle and the hips, making it controlled, and then really slowly rolling down vertebra by vertebra. So we're working into the quads, into the glutes, into the hips. So squeeze at the top, and slow lower down. Nice work. Working here for just another 3. So really power on up, squeeze up, slow lower down. 2. And 1. Just carefully lowering down, switching sides. So we're taking the right ankle onto the left knee. Just take some time, set yourself up, find that lovely squeeze of the core. And when you're ready, let's go. We're powering the hips up high, squeeze at the top, chest not comes towards the chin. And then we're being slow as we roll down with as much control as we can. So keeping the upper body relaxed. Remember, we're finding that power at the top, chest to chin, squeeze the glutes really hard, slow roll down using the abdominals. So essentially we're taking a single leg bridge variation here. So we're using one leg to do all of the work of the lifting. So we have to work extra hard to stabilize. Also opening out through the hips, getting into the quads, the glutes, the abdominals, so really starting to strengthen those muscles that support a healthy spine, and practicing that control we have. So noticing if the knee knocks in and out, try to keep the whole of the foot grounded. You don't have to come up really far, just work at your own pace. Nice job, working here for 3. So powering on up, squeezing at the top, slow, lower. 2. 1 more powerful lift and squeeze and press up. And 1 release. From there, unraveling your legs, grounding down with the feet, engaging the core, and from there the left foot is going to extend in towards the sky. So we're going to slowly lower and lift the left foot, keeping the right foot grounded, the core engaged, trying to stabilize through the hips. Option to stay there. Option, if you're feeling it, you can press yourself up to a bridge position, and we take those lowers and lifts with the hips high. So working here, keeping the hips high, knee, ankle, hips stay in alignment. So you can either have the foot on the hips grounded or the hips high, your choice. So if you've got the hips on the floor, you're thinking about really getting into the abdominals, lowering and lifting with control. If you've got the hips high, you're thinking about finding that power through the quads and the glutes. Again, a single leg bridge, and you have to work really hard to stabilize. Should be starting to feel it in the lower body. Keep that core engaged, chest coming towards the chin. Nice, working here for 3, lifting and lowering. 2, looking good. Try to keep it controlled. Try to keep those hips high. 1, and slowly reset. Hips come down. Take a moment, shoulders relax. Opposite leg in the air. So we're going to switch over to the other leg. So lowering and lifting. Thinking about the abdominals staying engaged, the shoulders staying relaxed, just moving up and down with that leg. Option to stay there, or option to power those hips up high, find that lovely stability, and then we're working into the other side. So lowering and lifting, try not to wiggle the hips from side to side. Think about that squeeze of the core, letting the chest move towards the chin. Nice work. So we're thinking about lowering and lifting with control. Thinking about really focusing on the abdominals, make sure the core is engaged if you're down on the floor, or if you've got those hips up high, try to keep both hips in line with each other. Try to stabilize the grounded foot, the grounded knee. Should start to feel a really juicy burn in the backbone. Nice work, working here for 5. So lifting and lowering. 4. Awesome stuff. 3. 2. And 1. Roll on down. Set the hips down. Take the arms wide. Just give the legs a little windscreen wiper from side to side. Just a little neutralizing for the spine. A little release there. Perfect. And then from there we're coming back through center, and we're going to start off with just taking the left heel in towards the bum, the right foot grounds, and then we're going to press the hips high, a little single leg bridge press, and slow controlled lower. So your option is either to stay there with a bent left knee, or you can start to straighten that left knee as if you're going to, straighten that left leg as if you're stamping on the ceiling, squeezing the glutes at the top, slow controlled lower down. So the aim here is to Again, into the lower body, squeeze and press, hold a little at top, engage the core slowly. So final little glute exercise in this set. We're thinking about powering on up, squeezing on up, finding that squeeze of the glutes, and lowering down again. If it gets too much, you just bend that left knee and the heel can come in towards the bum. So just working at your level, squeeze and lower. Remember, you really want to slow down the release. Use the abdominals to power, so the glutes power up and the abdominals to slowly reset. Working here for 3, so powerful lift and squeeze and up. Slow, lower down, 2. And 1, reset. So come back down to the floor. Take your right knee in towards the chest, engage the core, and when you're ready, we're pressing on up, squeeze, stabilize that knee, slow, lower down. Option to extend, taking that right foot up to the sky, squeeze and press and lift. Slow, slow, slow release. Great job, working here for 5. So we're going to squeeze, power on up, knee, ankle, hip stay in alignment, chest to chin, slow roller down. Feel that vertebra by vertebra movement, let the abdominals help you out. Really press up like you're stamping on the ceiling. 4, really slow count here. Stop talking, you say. So squeeze, 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 power up. Slow, lower down. Remember, just take it at its own pace. So we're getting a nice little stretch and opening through the front side of the body as well here. Starting to build some heat. 4. Going to move on to lower abs next. 3. So we're going to get into some more lower abdominal exercises, some crunches, some toe taps, and leg lowers. 1 more little press here. And lower down, release. Give yourself a little squeeze, a little stretching. And then from there, we're just going to float the knees out over the hips, lower back on the floor. So we're going to just warm up slowly into our lower abdominals, starting off here. Remember, whenever the legs are off the floor in Pilates, you want the lower back on the floor. So get that core engaged, the shoulders relaxed, knees over hips, shins parallel with the mat. We're going to slowly tap one toe down, draw knee up in line with knee, tap the other toe down. So really nice and slow and easy, just a little toe tap, strong through the core. Option to stay there, option to move into the doubles, tapping both toes down, drawing both knees up in line. So the idea here is we want to really focus on that strength through the abdominals. The shoulders are staying relaxed. So really slow lower. If you can, slowly lower for a count of 2, 3 or 4, squeezy lift up. So the slower you go, the harder the work. So when the feet start to come towards the floor, that's when the abdominals have to work really hard to hold that position to make sure the lower back stays grounded. So just really slow, really control. Try to avoid any tension coming into the upper body, thinking about trying to relax there. So squeeze, 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 and powerful lift up. Really focus on those contractions through the abdominals. Remember, Pilates is effective because we keep that awareness on the muscles. We're not so much moving the toes here, although we do call it a toe tap, so much as contracting the abdominals to support a lowering and the lifting of the legs. Try and remember to breathe. Nice, well done. We're looking good. Working here for 3. So just slow lowers and squeeze lifts 2. And 1. Give yourself a squeeze. Nice job. Little stretch in there. From there, we're going to move into a little pigeon cross crunch. So we're going to crown down with the right foot and take the left ankle onto the right knee. So we've got lots of options here. So option 1, we're just going to take the fingertips to the temples, elbows wide. We're going to take chin to chest and we're going to squeeze the core to crunch the shoulders away from the mat, and then we're going to slowly lower down again. So what you want to do, remember here, it's chin to chest, and then it's that squeeze of the abs that's lifting the shoulders away from the floor, and then back down again. Option to stay there. Or option, we're going to throw in a twist, so keeping the feet grounded. We're going to take chin to chest, squeeze, and we're going to move opposite elbow towards the knee, and then come back down again. So we're just getting a little bit of an oblique movement, so chin to chest, squeeze, and then we're working our right elbow over to the left knee, and then coming back down again. Remember, you want to focus on that chin to chest, squeeze the core, and then take that twist, really rotating from the waist. It's quite difficult to get a deep rotation here. It's the nice thing about this exercise is having the feet in this position mean that we can't use any swinging or seesawing from the legs to lift the upper body. This is all about those lower abs contracting. We're getting that work into the side body. Working here for 3. Just squeeze, lift, and twist 2. Nice, almost there. 1 more, squeeze, twist, and release. well done. Swapping over, left ankle comes down, right ankle comes onto the left knee. We're thinking about just switching over, find that nice strong engagement through the core and starting off taking that to the side. So find that grounding through the feet. First off, you might be just taking a simple curl, chin to chest, squeezing the core, lowering down again. Or if you want to start to work a little deeper into the obliques, we're taking a twist. So chin to chest, squeeze the core, and then we're taking a twist, right elbow to left knee. So one shoulder just starts to lift a little weight away from the other. So it doesn't have to be a massive movement. You just want to focus on slow, controlled movement. So almost imagine that maybe you're taking it in stages. So you're taking chin to chest, squeezing, contracting the core, then taking a twist, and then returning back down again. Keeping both hips grounded, keeping the feet grounded, focusing on control, protecting the neck, squeeze, awesome, looking good at home. So getting a little bit of a mobilization through the lower back as well. Working here for 5, so slow and controlled. Got more lower abs exercise before we come up to our little plank challenge. 4, well done. So squeeze, lift, twist, 3, awesome stuff. 2, and 1. Slowly roll back down. Great job. Give yourself a little squeeze, a little stretch. And from there we're going to extend both legs into the sky and we're going to take single leg lowers or double leg lowers. So really nice and easy, lower back on the floor, nothing too complex, just going to slowly lower one leg, draw the leg back up in line with the other and slowly lower the other. If you would like to, you can take a bend in the knees here. That is going to take the strain off the lower back if you have tight hamstrings today. You could also take it into doubles. Only lowering the legs as far as you can keep the lower back on the floor and then lifting back up again. So what we want to do here is not just be sweeping the legs up and down, we want to make it as slow as possible. So see if you can slowly lower for a count of 4 or 5, maybe a little hold at the bottom, but only as far as you can keep the lower back on the floor. See if you can hold for 5 there and then come back up really slowly. So obviously it doesn't have to be 5, it could be any count. We just want to really slowly lower down. Hold a little at the bottom when it feels really hard and you feel like those abs are starting to shake, and then come back up with that same level of control. So we're thinking about a really, really, really slow, controlled leg lower. Awesome, looking good at home. Squeeze, hold, and then feel the abs contract as you come up. We're getting into the lower abdominals here. These are some of the key stabilizer muscles for the lower back. Little squeeze, and then powerful lift back up. Working here for 5. So really squeezy, squeezy, squeezy. 4, well done, lifting, and lowering 3. So powerful abs. 2. And 1, well done. Give yourself a massive little squeeze, little spread, squeeze in. And when you're ready, we're going to rock up and over and find our way to a table pose. So what we're going to do here is our little plank challenge. So I think most of you have done this before. So the idea here is we're going to stay in plank for quite a long time. Don't worry, we're going to switch around between different types of plank, and there's going to be lots of options. So just while we're setting ourselves up here, remember I'm going to cue different hand positions, so either hands or forearms. If at any point you need to take the weight off the wrists and come down to forearms, do feel free. Likewise, I'm going to cue plank positions and side planks. Remember, you can take a table instead of a plank. You can take a kneeling side plank. So lots of options there. All right, let's get going. Right, we're going to spread the fingers out wide. Ground down into the fingertips, into the second knuckles, engage the core. And when you're ready, we're just going to tuck the toes and find our way into a basic plank. So we want the hands underneath the shoulders here. The fingers spread out wide, the pointer finger facing forward, so the hands might slightly externally rotate. Grounding down into the fingertips, into the second knuckle. Thinking about engaging the muscles of the core, of the glutes, maybe sliding the toes back even, strong through the abs. What we want to avoid is the bum sinking into the sky or down to the floor. We want to keep that one long line, squeezing, pressing really hard with the hands into the mat. So we're finding that lovely strong plank position. Working here for 3, deep breaths in. And out, power the floor away from you and contract the muscles of the legs. 2, and 1. Left hand comes under left shoulder, rolling into a side plank. So you can take a kneeling side plank, you can plant the top foot down, or you could take Any other variations you like. Pressing perfect up to the sky. Really lift, lift, lift. Squeeze the core. Stretch up. 3. Deep breaths in and out. 2. And 1. Taking that onto the side. Right hand plants. Spinning round, and we're taking the left hand up to the sky. So shoulder above hand. Pressing the hips up high. Squeezing the core and opening out through the heart space. Lift and stretch up there. Nice job. Powering the legs into the mat. Looking great at home. 3. Any variation you've got, that's awesome. 2. And 1. Alright, from there we're going to come down to a forearm plank. So coming down onto the forearms, elbows underneath the shoulders. So remember, you can drop to the knees here if you need to, just letting the knees rest a little way behind the hips so you're maintaining that long line through the body. Crown the head forwards. Once again, we're thinking about finding strength in the core here. Pressing the elbows really hard into the mat, and we're just going to hold here for 5. Deep breaths in, and out 4. So really powering through the back body. 3, 2, and 1. Come up to a plank, and from here we're going to come to panther. So the knees are going to hover just an inch or so above the mat, like we are about to drop the knees down into table, but we're going to keep them lifted. So you should be feeling this in the quads. This is our panther hold, pressing really hard with the hands into the mat, feeling that activity through the back body, strength through the core, holding there for 5. Nice job. So try and keep those knees moving towards the wrists, the hips over the knees. 4, well done. Really great way to strengthen quads as well as the abs and the arms. 3, 2, and 1. Find your way back to a forearm plank. We're going to take a forearm side plank. So we're going to turn the left hand towards the right side of the mat. Left elbow is underneath the right hand comes up to the sky. Again, if you want to plant that bottom foot down or stagger the feet, you're very welcome to. Powering up into the side, working into the shoulders, into the abdominals for 3. Well done. 2, and 1. Taking that onto the other side. Just going to roll over, press on up, and we're taking right elbow under right hand. So thinking about lifting up, stretching up, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 3. Perfect. Squeeze the glutes, press on up. 2, and 1. Coming back through to a plank. And this time to a panther crawl. So we're going to take hands under shoulders, knees under hips, knees are hovering off the mat. We're just going to crawl forwards and backwards. So nice little dynamic moving panther. We're keeping the hips low, the core engaged, just shuffling forwards and backwards. Awesome stuff, looking good at home. So keeping that core engaged, trying to coordinate the movement of the hands and the knees. We're building strength through the whole of the body here, also working on coordination, on mobility. Nice job. Working here for 5, almost there, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Finding your way to a forearm dog here. So we're going to press the elbows into the mat, the hips up high, the toes are grounding. So finding our forearm dog. From there, we're either going to hold a forearm dog, thinking about powering the elbows into the mat, squeezing in the abdominals. Or if you like, we're going to move from forearm dog to forearm plank, taking these little dolphin dips. So we're going to move the body weight forwards, and then power on back. So either holding, sending the hips into the sky, or moving forwards and back, finding that energy in the back body, that strength in the core. Working here for 5, 4, remember if you need to drop to the knees anytime you can. 3, 2, 1, and finding your way up to a plank there. Well done. Final little exercise. Just going to take walkouts. We're going to walk the hands back towards the feet. Floppy forward fold, a little bit of recovery here, and then we're going to walk the hands back forwards again. Finding our way either into more like a plank, a pike or a dog, or all the way into a plank if you're feeling it, and then back again. So taking these walkouts down and stretching down the back of the legs, keeping the core engaged, powering the hands into the mat, moving forward, squeezing, moving backwards. Stretching into the back of the legs, enjoying that nice floppy forward fold perhaps. Working here for 5. Well done. 4. So slowly moving forward and backwards. 3. 2. And 1. Finding your way into a floppy forward fold. Just having a little stretch, a little shake up, feeling that lovely space coming into the hamstrings, into the lower back, the head and the shoulders release. Taking a deep breath in And from there, just bending the knees, roll all the way up vertebra by vertebra to standing at the top. Awesome stuff, nice work team. Alright, we've just got one little standing exercise today, a really nice one after all that strength work and plank. That's a nice little 6-minute. We're going to move the right weight into the right foot. We're just going to take a nice standing deadlift. So left toes are pointing out behind us, engaging the core. We're going to slowly, keeping that right hip moving backwards, squeeze that left glute, seesaw forward, and then drive on up, left knee towards the chest. Squeeze and power on up there. So shoulders are relaxing. We're slowly stretching forwards, keeping both hips in line and engaging the muscles of that standing leg, shoulders relaxed, left knee in towards the chest, powering on up, perfect. So we're thinking about slowly seesawing forwards, stretching forwards, finding that lovely release, and then squeezing, powering on up, left knee to chest. Remember, if you want to take an extension, you can start to extend that left foot out, squeeze the core, try not to lean backwards, and then return. So that's your extended option. So we're slowly lowering down. We're thinking about strengthening the standing leg here, squeezing the core. It's a moving balance. Drive knee to chest, working the abs. Extend that leg if you like, working on balance. Nice job, awesome stuff. Looking good, working here for 5. So slow lowers and powerful lifts. Really engage the muscles of that standing leg. 4. Well done. So smooth movements. Strong through the core. 3, shoulders are relaxing. 2. Nice. Power on up, knee to chest, and then extend and release, swapping on over. So taking that onto the other side. So the core is engaged, the left foot is grounded, left quad is engaged, right toes come out and just slowly seesawing forwards just as much as feels good, and then power on up, knee to chest, strong abs. So really lovely little exercise, working on flexibility, on balance, releasing the legs after all of that hard work in the plank sequence. We're thinking about squeezing, driving knee in towards the chest. Try not to let the hips pike. Try and keep both hips facing towards the mat. And we're thinking about powering, squeezing on up. Option to extending that right leg. Nice work, working here for 5. So slow, controlled movements. Lifting on up, 4. Drive knee to chest. Extend, 3. Shoulders relaxed. 2. 1 more powerful lift. Knee to chest, extend. And release. Give yourself a little shake out, a little wiggle out. And from there, we're just going to roll all the way down and find our way back to a plank. From there, we're just going to drop down to a sphinx. So we're just going to let the hips come down to the mat, elbows underneath the shoulders, and give the hips a little shake out. So we're just finding a nice and easy sphinx stretch, just releasing the lower back, letting the chest reach forwards. Deep breaths in. And 1 more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. From there, what we're going to do is we're going to bring the forehead down towards the mat. The hands are out in front of us. We're going to then draw the shoulders back. So we're just finding this sort of modified sphinx. The hands are a little further out in front of us. The core is engaged. We've got this nice long spine. And then we're going to lift the feet. We're going to flex the feet like little froggy feet. And we're going to squeeze the heels together. So we're going to be working into the glutes. So we're thinking about strong through the core, drawing the chest, keeping the through the arms, keeping the core engaged, and we're just going to beat the heels. So a really juicy one for the glutes, beating the heels, working here for 10. So make sure those heels come together every time. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. 9. Hang on in there. Keep that chest lifted. 8. So squeeze through the glutes. 7. Doing a really good job. 6. Almost there. 5. Keep them coming together. Hang on in there. 4. Well done. 3. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Really engage those glutes. Keep the core engaged. 2. Almost there. And 1. Relax. Well done. From there, we're going to low 5 to the floor. Engage the core. Inhale and exhale. Lift the arms and lift the legs. Drawing the pinkies together. Thinking about stretching out through the chest. Inhaling and exhaling. Holding there. So thinking about that strong core. We're thinking about strengthening the lower back. Working here for 5. Deep breaths in. And out if it feels comfortable. Maybe interlocking the hands. Drawing the shoulder blades apart. Squeeze. 3. Well done. Maybe the heels come together, 2. Really engage the muscles of the legs. And 1, nice work. Release there, hands under the shoulders. Pressing up to table and taking a quick little pigeon. So we're going to take the left ankle behind the right knee and looking over your right shoulder. Slide the right knee, ankle, hip out behind you and folding forward, stretching forwards. Drawing the left hip back, inhaling and exhale, relaxing down. So deep breaths into the back of the left leg. Shoulders relaxing. Remember, you can modify if you need to by bending that right leg. Trying to just stretch out through the whole front side of the body here, from the right, through the front of the right leg to the right hip flexor, all the way to the crown of the head. And then we're also finding space down the back of the left leg. Inhaling and exhaling. So just a little stretching section here, working here for 3. Inhale. Exhale, 2. 1 more deep breath in. And from there, walking the hands up, sweeping the right foot around. So we're taking the left foot onto the inside of the right leg. Inhale, lifting up, angling the body over the right leg, engaging the right quad. Inhale, and exhale, start to take a little forward fold. So remember, it might be that you're feeling quite tight and you're just sitting quite far up. You might be able to comfortably reach forwards. It might be that you're even sitting up further still. So just work at your own level. Whatever feels good for you today, thinking about flexing that right foot. Inhale, lift, lift, lift. Exhale, stretching forward, shoulders relaxing. Nice work, working here for 5. So just aiming to stretch out through the spine, through the back of that right leg. 4. Well done. Inhale. Exhaling, 3. Great job. 2. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. And come on up there. Inhale, reaching tall, and exhale, take a little twist. Right hand to left knee, left hand behind you. Thinking about grounding down with the hips. Inhale, reach up, stretch up, and take a twist. Maybe mobilizing through the shoulders, through the spine. Working here for 3. Inhale. Exhale. 2. 1 more breath in. And from there, we're going to roll through center, find our way back to table, and working into pigeon on the other side. So we're taking our right knee behind the right wrist. This time, right toes turning out towards the left side of the mat, looking over your left shoulder, making sure left knee, ankle, hip are in alignment, and then starting to square the hips and stretch out. So finding that lovely deep stretch through the back of the right leg, thinking about that stretch through the front left side of the body. So right from toes to hip flexor, inhaling. And exhale, relaxing down there. Shoulders releasing, spine extending, inhaling. Exhale. Well done. Deep breaths in. And down. Just trying to relax into this deep stretch. Work the legs really hard in today's class. Lots of focus on the glutes in this little sequence. So just giving them a little bit of tension, a little bit of a stretch. Working here for another 3. Inhale. Exhale, keeping that breath steady. 2. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. And from there, walking that left foot around. Right foot comes into the left inner thigh, flexing that left foot. Inhale. Angling the body over that left leg. Once again, just taking a little forward fold. Thinking about drawing that left hip backwards. Inhale, stretching out. Exhale, starting to release and soften. Deep breaths in. And so stretching into that left leg, finding that strength in the left quad. Inhaling. And exhaling. Well done. So just finding space, finding length. Inhale. Lifting up with the crown of the head, moving the body weight forward, and then stretching down. 4. So open up through the hamstrings, through the hips, super important for spinal health, help the pelvis be in its natural position. 3. 2. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale, and rolling on up there. Inhale, lift, and exhale, twist. Left hand to right knee, right hand behind you, grounding down the hips. Inhale, reach the crown of the head tall. Exhale, take that lovely deep twist, stretching out for 3. Inhale. Exhale, rotating right from the base of the spine, stretching through shoulders and lower back. 2. And 1, coming back through center there. From there, we're just going to extend both legs out in front of us, give us the legs a little shake, and then from there, engaging the core and finding our way into a teaser. So we're going to find our way into a boat pose, thinking about squeezing in the core, shoulders relaxed down the back, finding that strength. Make sure you're not rounding through the lower back, but think about squeezing it almost as if the tummy button is being drawn forwards. Hands can stay around the knees, around the backs of the knees, or if you can, we're holding here, maybe extending through the legs, static hold, working on flexibility and on strength, working here for 10. Well done. So it's one solid hold, really squeeze the core, imagine the chest is being brought forwards, 6, well done, 5, hanging in there, squeeze, 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 4, nice job, pointing or flexing the feet, 3, 2, and 1, dropping the feet down there, shimmying the hips out behind you, inhale, reaching up, stretching up, and exhale, angling the body forwards, and from there maybe starting to relax down. So we're thinking about stretching out into the lumbar spine, maybe shimmying the hips out behind us, inhaling, moving the body weight forwards, exhaling, relaxing down. So finding that beautiful deep stretch that comes right down through the back of the spine, inhaling, exhaling. So deep breaths into the lower back, into the back body, releasing through the lower back here. 3, inhale, exhale, 2, and 1, rolling on up there. From there, we're going to take quite a tricky little teaser variation. So let's all start off with the hands behind us, engaging the core, lifting up chest to chin, and then we're going to bicycle forward. So we're thinking about bicycling the legs. If you're feeling it, maybe having a play, releasing the hands out in front of you, squeezing in the core. Great job, working here for 5. Well done, really lift and stretch. You're working on balance. 4, keep that core engaged. 3, 2, and 1. Hands back behind us. We're going to cycle the other way. So knees in towards the chest. Really quite a lot more challenging here. Squeeze the core, feel that lift, and then maybe if you're feeling it, lifting the arms off as well. Awesome stuff, great job. Working here for 5. So squeeze the core, lift up, 4, and almost there. 3, we're going to come down onto our backs after this. 2, and 1, roll down. Nice job, rolling all the way down to lie on your back there. And from there, we're just going to give ourselves a little squeeze and take a little happy baby. So taking the peace sign fingers around the big toes, knees in towards the armpits, lower back is on the floor, and just have a little wiggle around there, a little stretch. So we're thinking about drawing the knees in towards the armpits, pressing the lower back down towards the floor, so we're elongating through the spine. As the feet come to the sky and the knees in towards the armpits, you should feel a nice deep stretch down the hips. Working here for 3, inhale, exhale, 2, and 1. Alright, soles of the feet come together, knees are falling out wide. From there, we're going to take bound angle sit-up, so engaging the core. We're going to take chin to chest, squeeze, reach forwards, fingertips towards the toes, slow, lower down again. So we're thinking about powering on up, squeeze the core, lift, and lower. If you want to take it all the way up, hands can start off over the head. We're going to take chin to chest, we're going to squeeze the core, lift all the way up. Nice little opening through the hips as well, and then rolling down again with control. So that's our option 2. Try to keep the feet grounded, make sure it's the abs that are doing the lifting. Of course, if you want to make it harder again, the hands stay out in front of you, and we're lifting all the way up. So you don't get that same level of momentum when the hands are out in front of you, so you have to work that little bit harder. Try to lower and lift with equal control. Have a play with where the feet are, so we want to find a position where we can lift and lower, and we get that nice sense of opening through the hips as well, but it's going to be different for everyone. So slow lowers and squeezy lifts. Perfect. Working here for 5. So really, really, really slow. Squeeze, power on up. 4. Reaching forwards. 3. Almost there. 2. And 1. Nice work. Rolling all the way down there. Give yourself a little squeeze. And just take a quick little stretch. Left leg extends, hugging with the right knee. Taking the left hand to the right knee, drawing the right knee across the chest. So make sure the hips are in line. Extending the right hand away, inhaling. And exhaling, letting that right shoulder relax down to the mat. The right knee is drawing down to the mat. Stretching out through the spine, to the front right side of the chest. Inhale. And exhale. Working here for 3 deep breaths. and out 2. One more breath in, and out. Swapping over, right leg extends, hugging with left, inhale, and exhale. Take a twist, right hand to left knee, left hand extends, drawing the left knee and left hand away from each other, stretching out, inhale, and exhale. Left shoulder releases down, stretching out, so mobilizing through the spine, releasing through the outlet of the left leg. One more little exercise after this, working here for 3, inhale, exhale 2, and 1. Coming back through centre. Just going to finish off with a single leg stretch, nice little flexibility and abs exercise in 1. So we're going to take legs in the air, chin to chest, squeeze the core, reach for the back of one leg, draw knee to nose, the opposite leg hovers just an inch or so off the ground, squeeze the core, stretch out through the back of that left leg, holding there, 3, shoulders back, chest to thigh, 2, and 1, swapping over. So we're taking chin to chest, squeezing, stretching into the back of that leg, drawing the core in, chest to thigh, 3, shoulders back, 2, and 1, transition, squeeze and stretch out, shoulders relax, 3, be strong through the abs, 2, and 1, transition. So once again we're squeeze, 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 stretch, so we're focusing on finding that flexibility and on that strength, 3, 2, 1, once more each side, so taking it to the other side, lift, 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 squeeze, stretching, find that power through the abs still, remember the chin to chest, 3, 2, 1, and final transition, squeeze the core, draw knee to nose, stretch into the back of the legs for 3, 2, 1, and release. Awesome stuff. We're rolling on down, taking the hands to the knees, just drawing some nice big mobilizing circles with the knees one way and the other way. From there, taking the hands wide, inhale and exhale, let the knees fall over to one side, so double leg spinal twist to finish, stacking knee over knee, letting the arms extend wide, the shoulders relax, inhaling and exhaling, just stretching out there for 3 deep breaths in, and out 2, 1 more, inhale, exhale, and coming back through center, lifting the knees up, inhale, exhale, let those knees come to the other side. Once again we're stretching out, inhale, exhale, and relaxing down with the shoulders, releasing through the lower back for 3, 2, nice deep breaths, in and out, 2, and 1, nice work. From there, final little squeeze and stretch, and then extend out with the arms, the legs, take a lovely big deep full body, your inhale, and exhale, relax, closing the eyes, and just counting out a final 3 deep full inhales, exhales, deep breaths in, and for 3, 2, 1 more, inhale, and exhale. From there, start to draw the knees in, give yourself a little squeeze, and find your way up to seated. Awesome stuff. Just taking our final few little stretches here, so any final comfortable seat, interlocking the hands, turn the palms up to the sky, take a lovely big full yawn, stretch out through the side body, inhale, exhale. From there, chin to chest, pressing the backs of the hands towards the nose, draw the shoulders down and apart, stretching out through the upper back, deep inhale, exhale. Pressing the chest forward, stretching out through the chest, drawing the shoulders down the back, inhale, exhale. From there, give yourself a little shoulder roll, forwards and backwards, have a little twist from side to side. Perfect, and when you're ready, inhale, reach up, and exhale the hands to heart center. Taking 1 more deep breath in, and have an awesome, beautiful rest of your day. Thanks for joining, team. Namaste. Well done, guys. See you all soon.